Hello and welcome to Balderdash Academy. I'm your headmaster, Bob LeBlanc. Joining me, as always, is our faculty, the head of English Language Arts, Molly McGill.
Nice to see you all again, but not really seeing you.
Head of Guidance, Mr. Nate Green.
Nice to be back.
Head of Home Ec and Wellness, Marie Stewart Harmon.
Lovely to be with you as always.
And our reigning champion for the second week in a row, coach of the Balderdash Academy Dashers, Steve Corning.
Let's go Dashers!
Dashers!
Go Dashers! All right. Our visiting professor today is Hal Cohen, doctor, actor, playwright, and improviser. Hal has agreed to be the scorekeeper tonight while our faculty member compete for the coveted reigning champion banner. Which one of the faculty will be able to defeat Steve Corning? The way things are going, Steve. Probably Steve, right? Each faculty member will perform a series of challenges. At the end of each challenge, Hal will assign points to the competitor he feels is most worthy.
27 points for Steve.
27 points for Steve.
It pays to be a previous winner.
It pays
4
to...
points for Steve.
24 points to Steve?
No, 16 more.
16 more.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
Somebody's favorite.
Molly, -3.
What? An early -3.
Oh no, the angry face.
Right now, before we begin, Steve is in the lead with 43 points. Molly is not with -3, and the rest of the faculty is holding on with 0.
Tied for second.
Hal's not looking for the correct answer. He's looking for the best answer. Now, the points are arbitrary, and as you've seen, they can be given to anyone at any time for any reason. At the end of the show, the faculty member with the highest point total will be named the reigning champion. Our current reigning champion with a lead of 43 points is Coach Steve Corning.
Wow. Nobody saw it coming.
Wow. I know, right? Nobody saw it. Oh! That tone! That sound means it's time for a pop quiz. Our first pop quiz, as always, is from Professor Molly McGill, English Language Arts. Molly?
Welcome back, faculty. Welcome, visiting professor. I still love you, even though you put me -3. I'm not going to hold it against you. Not going to hold it against you. Okay, faculty, as you know, we always start our faculty meeting with a pop quiz for the word of the day. I'm going to say today's word. You're going to tell me your best guess for the definition.
4 points for Molly.
Yes.
4 points for Molly.
Thanks,
I
Hal.
like your enunciation.
Thank you. So now I'm at 1 point. Thank you very much. Hal, they're going to say some definitions. You're going to pick the one that you think is the best, and then I'll reveal the real one, and we'll see if they've been studying their vocab words. Today's word of the day is Anadipsia. Anadipsia. Today's word of the day is Anadipsia.
Anadipsia.
Nate?
Yes, Anadipsia. It's a dancing term. It's specifically when your dancing partner is Anna, and you're looking for a little flourish to wow the judges, because mostly used during dancing competitions. And you throw a little dip in, and you get extra points if you dip Anna into the dip.
Got it. Okay. An Anadipsy-doozle from Nate. Thank you. Marie?
Yes, Anadipsia is a tonic that was used back in the 1800s. It was developed by a doctor whose wife's name was Anna, who was consistently fainting left and right. Little did they know that it was just due to the heat, but he thought that this Anadipsia tonic, well, it sort of just made her fall asleep, so he liked it better that way.
Okay, so a fainting and then sleeping anatonic. Mm-hmm. Steve?
Mm-hmm. This is an old Maine, a bit of Maine word. Yes, a word
Sounds
from
great.
Maine. Now,
Minus 7 to Steve.
no, that
Minus
that.
7 for Steve.
Let me explain it to you. So, what it means is that actress is a tobacco user. Let me break it down for you. It comes from an old production of Annie, of course, about 30 years ago. In Lewiston, they did a production of Annie. And the actress playing Annie was doing a little dip backstage. And people found that a little questionable. Maybe little orphan Annie shouldn't be doing dip backstage. So one of the gentlemen said, Annie dips, yeah? And that's how it started.
I hear you. Okay, Orphan Annie using Lewiston as a spittoon. Bob.
Oh, yeah.
So-
yeah, you're better at that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Sean.
You know, as the headmaster, we see this all the time. We deal with children in particular who might have speech or reading impediments, and anadipsia is no different. Anadipsia is the inability to say the word pidana correctly. So what they do is they switch the word back to front. So we're in class, we're like, say pidana, say pidana. It's a Greek comedy, you can say it, we know it, pidana. They get all excited, next thing you know, anadip.
Anadip.
So it's just a term to help us diagnose people with speech impediments.
Okay. Anadipsia, a speech impediment of saying things backwards, I guess. Okay, Hal.
Pidana.
We have the dancing term when you're dipping a woman named Anna. We have, that's from Nate, we have Marie's tonic to cure a fainting Anna by making her sleep. We have Steve, as I said, Little Orphan Annie using Lewiston as a spittoon with a Maine accent. And we have Bob's inability to say words correctly. Hal, how you feeling?
This one's easy to score. It's 16 for Nate. It's 8 points for Marie, 14 for Bob, and Steve loses another 8 points.
Whoa! Wow! Touchy subject, I guess, for Hal.
Coaching.
I'm not from Lewiston, but I've been there, and you can't do that. You just can't call it a spittoon.
You shouldn't know.
Not anymore.
Don't say it to my face. Don't say it to my face. All right, just so you know, anadipsia is something we might all be going through right now as the heat wave comes on. It's a bit up to 80 so in this room. I know you all are feeling it. It's an incredible desire to drink any kind of liquid. And I mean any.
As a physician, of course, I knew this.
I picked that for you.
Hal, as a physician, you're often the smartest one in the room. I mean, there we have it. Let's call it like it is.
2 more points for Bob.
2 more points for Bob. There we go. As the headmaster, I
Molly-
want to welcome you to
Molly gets 2 points also.
2 for Molly. It's time for our first game. Our first game is
Is this
called
about sweating? Oh, wait a
cat
minute.
is
So the
I
first-
want to give 16 points for Molly just for the quality of her potential sweat.
The quality, not the quantity.
16 sweat
The
points.
quality.
So
I'm guessing there's quality there.
Quality sweat.
our first game is called 4 Questions. Now, Hal, being from the city of brotherly love, our 4 questions today will be about the movie Rocky. Our first question for our faculty. According to the website Total Rocky, Adrian's hesitation to kiss Rocky after their date together wasn't originally scripted. Talia Shire chose to play it that way for what reason? Marie, what do you have?
Oh, well, just before the filming of the scene, Rocky, the actor, playing Rocky, ate a very, very large.
16 points for Marie. Minus 16 points.
Minus 16.
No, she knows it. Don't worry, Hal. She knows. She knows the actor.
She does it.
Yes.
Oh, she definitely does.
Of course
yeah.
she does. She does. And he ate a very large burrito with an entire chopped up red onion on it. And so she was a little like, I'm not quite sure that this is gonna go the way the script says because of the rancid amount of aroma coming out of your not just mouth, but nose and pores. So the scene was altered after that excessive red onion consumption.
Blah.
That explains the cologne Stallone, which smells of red onions.
I'm wearing
Yes.
it
All right.
now.
Yes.
We can smell it from here, Nate. Nate, what's your answer?
Well, it's kind of silly. She didn't know what movie she was in. She thought she was in a Rocky and Bullwinkle movie, and she was afraid that if she kissed him, she might contract like rabies or something. And she thought it was like motion capture. She put dots all over her face and everything, and it was a really weird situation. They straightened it all out, but they liked the hesitation, so they decided to keep it in the final product.
That makes a lot of sense. Steve, what do you got?
And you're asking me?
Yes, I'm asking you, Steve.
Not everyone knows this. Obviously, when films are shot, they're not necessarily shot in order, and this was the first scene that they filmed together, and the actress playing her was meeting the actor Stallone, obviously for the first time on set, and they were doing this scene.
Obviously, it's Stallone.
And she, of course, was supposed to kiss him in the scene according to the script, but she looked at his lips and he was like, Adrian. And she found his lips too unpredictable to kiss.
Steve, what was Stallone's first name?
Sylvester Enzio Stallone.
Oh, you looked that
The
up.
cat.
I did! It's
All right,
fishy
so-
when someone knows the middle name.
All right.
I did actually know it was Sylvester Stallone. I did
unpredictable
not know his
lips.
middle name.
Unpredictable lips. Molly,
Yep.
what's your answer?
Well, the real answer here is that Talia was an exercise fanatic, and she was a little PO'd that Rocky, Sylvester, got to do all of the real physical action in the movie. So before that, kind of just to prove a point and stick it to the director, she ran up those Philadelphia Library, damn, I hope that's right, steps and up and down about 4 times. And when she came back, she got in, she changed in her wardrobe. She was in the moment. It was the scene. She was supposed to kiss him, but she was so damn out of breath still that she just couldn't do it. And she was like, I just gotta catch my breath. And now we will.
Mine's
All right, Hal, you want to make a comment about the art museum?
Yes, there's 5 points for Molly because it's not the library; it is the art museum.
So
I
close.
have been there, and I'm sorry, Philadelphia.
Isn't literature art?
Yes, thank you.
All
Nate.
right, so Hal, we have Marie with 8 red onions. We have Nate with rabies, which actually explains a lot. We have Steve with lip unpredictability, and we have Molly with exercise fatigue. She was out of breath. How would you like to score?
Nate with just 4 points. Just 4.
That's all I wanted.
Just 4 for Nate.
That is all I
All
wanted.
right. So the
Thank you.
actual real answer is quite in line with where we are today. Talia Shire had the flu and didn't want to give it to Sly.
Oh, that's sweet.
She was being a considerate
selfish.
actress, and in doing so, changed the way that scene was portrayed. And frankly, I think she made it more brilliant because of it. So, our next question. Now, the film was a critical success. So much so that it earned Sylvester Stallone specifically nominations for what? Nate, what do you have?
Well, I think it's quite evident. It's he got nomination for writing, because that's how he's continuing to have a career in movies, is because he wrote that. So he's like, well, I know how to do one thing. So he's been writing more and more Rocky movies. And yeah, so that I think he actually kind of made it bigger as a writer before he did an actor. The end.
The end. So that's what he was nominated for. That's great. All right. Marie, what do you have?
Yes, of course. Well, as you know, the scene where he's running up the stairs to the art museum, they had to take that. They took that many times. It took him several runs up those stairs. And so one of the guys, the grips running the cameras, they were like, I'm pretty sure that this is a Guinness Book of World Record amount of times that he's run up and down these stairs. So this grip nominated him as the person to run up and down the stairs of the Philadelphia Art Museum the most. He did not. It is not in the Guinness Book of World Records now. Somebody has overtaken it. But at the time, he was right up there.
It's been 44 years. It makes sense, right? So,
Yeah,
Molly, what's your answer?
44 years.
Marie has it slightly correct. It does have to do with the art museum, which we all know is the stairs he ran up.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a Guinness Book of World Records. It was actually the Sisters of the Philadelphia Art Museum were having a raffle to raise money to refinish the finishing on the major marble arch that's inside. And so
Yes.
they said, you know what? This good chap looks like a hell of a guy. We're going to nominate him to win this raffle basket. It was filled with Melba crackers, hot pepper jam, a baguette, some cocoa powder. I mean, it was a really good basket. So lucky him.
That's great. So, Sisters Raffle. Steve, what's your answer?
Well, everyone knows, obviously, Rocky was very popular at the Academy Awards, won at least a couple awards. But what people kind of forget about that award season was the MTV Movie Awards, which was, of course, happening in the mid-'70s. And Sylvester Stallone was nominated, and as you guys know, there's always weird categories in the MTV Movie Awards. Best on-screen kiss is a great example. But they actually wrote in a specific one for him that year, and it was least kissable lips, and he was nominated for that.
I heard it was an unpredictable category.
All right. So we have Nate with writing. We have Marie with Guinness Book of World Records for running up the stairs. We have Molly with the raffle. And we have Steve with the MTV Movie Awards for the least desirable kiss. The answer, of course, was partially correct from Nate. He actually won Best Screenplay and Best Actor. The film itself also went on to win Best Picture in both the Golden Globes and the Academy Awards. And he was nominated for both Best Actor and Best Screenplay in both the Golden Globes and the Academy Awards. So, Hal, how would you like to score that?
Everybody gets points for this one.
Ooh.
Because you like it, you get 4.
Yes.
4 points.
Steve, 203.
203.
That's okay. I got 4.
Yep. Marie, 301.
What?
Molly, 342.
Ooh, I like that 42.
So-
All right.
Molly
All right.
is finally in the black. She's been in the red since the beginning.
That was rough.
What?
Yeah, you were
those
at
your first points?
-5 before then.
Wow. Molly.
Our next question. According to Sylvester Stallone, Rocky's trademark black snap brim fedora and leather coat came from where? Steve.
Not everyone knows this about Sylvester Stallone, but he kind of got on the wrong side of the law a few times. And especially during a stint in the UK, he kind of got in trouble with some Welsh mobsters. And one particular
Like
Welsh...
you do.
You hate to see it, but it does happen to a lot of Hollywood celebs. You'd be surprised. Brad Pitt, that's where he got his accent for Snatch. But anyway, Sylvester Stallone, of course, modeled his outfit off of a Welsh mobster.
A Welsh mobster. Mm-hmm. All right. Molly, what's your answer?
He got his fedora and his leather coat at Dress Barn. They were having a sale. It was an Easter sale. He was really excited. He just happened to see it in the newspaper. And he was like, hey, I want to go down there and see this. That's my Sylvester impression. And
good.
so he was like, wow, they're having 20 to 50% off. Like, I gotta go check this out.
Wait, no,
and so
do
he
the voice
went
again. That was
in,
good.
and it was a toss-up between this really nice polyester blouse and this hat and leather jacket, but he realized he could get a twofer, so he went with the hat and the jacket, and history was made.
Smart.
Would have been a completely different movie otherwise. So, Nate, what do you have?
Well, he... I don't know how many people know this, but the dog that he had in Rocky, he created a really strong bond with it, and he actually ended up adopting it after the movie, and that became like Sylvester Stallone's dog. And what came with the dog was something that had some sentimental value, like the dog always carried it around with him, and it was that hat. And one way that he was able to get the dog to work with him so well is by wearing that hat. So that's where that came from. It came through the intense bond that a man shares with his best friend who's a dog. The end.
So, your answer is he got his dog Butkus to wear the hat.
His dog came with the hat, and then, yeah.
His dog came with the hat.
Right,
That's
it was
even
his
better.
it was an emotional support thing for him. I like your answer, but I'm just going with the facts.
Yeah, it's a twofer. It's another twofer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Marie, what's your answer?
I actually do know this. So when the costume, we're all actors. We've all been given a costume before, and we've put on this costume and been like, you think this is what the character says to you? So when Sylvester Stallone was handed a khaki trench coat, he looked at the designer and was like, no, this is not correct. I am Sylvester Stallone. And I have a very specific image for Rocky. So the other thing about him is he's an avid thrifter. So Sylvester left set, walked down to the Salvation Army, spent a solid hour hunting through the coats, and he found the perfect coat. And it just happened that the hat was behind the counter, and it was sold with the coat. So he got this at Salvation Army, and it is what brought the whole movie together.
So we have 4 answers, one of which was pretty close to being correct. So, the correct answer was he got both at a local hand-me-down store in the neighborhood where they were filming.
There you go,
So,
Marie.
with
She
the
did
dog.
know it.
To save money on the film, the actors were asked to supply their own clothing. That's how he filled that one out. So, Hal, we have Steve with Welsh mobsters. We have Molly with the dress barn. We have Nate with his emotional support hat/dog. And we have Marie with the thrift store. Hal, how would you like to score this?
Everybody gets points again.
Sweet.
Steve, you get 96.
That's fair.
Molly, you get 112. Marie, 114.
Wow.
Nate, you get 4 plus 300 more 4s.
Yes!
Oh my God! Whoa!
Yes! I won the 4
That 1,200.
megabucks.
You
300 more
lottery.
4s. So, for question 4.
Wow.
So, Rocky is seen by some as a film with important commentary on the definition of success. Now, Rocky famously has what happened to him at the end of the film. Nate, what do you have?
He at the end of the film, it shows him walking home on a Philadelphia street carrying bags of groceries. And as he's carrying them, the bottom falls out. And you hear the slide whistle. You know? And he just stands there. And he's like, at least I got my dignity, Adrian. So he learned the value of a good day's work.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Value of work. Good day's work. Marie, what do you have?
You know, I do know a lot about this film. And at the end of it, Sylvester Stallone brushed his teeth. When everything was over, he brushed his teeth so he could finally have that really passionate kiss with Adrian, who was over the flu at that point. And so they finally, it did not make it into the final cut, but at the end of the play, or at the end of the script, it was written in that they do share a very passionate kiss, but unfortunately it didn't make it in. It was because he finally brushed his teeth.
Finally brushed his... Everybody needs to. Dental health, it's important.
Once in a
Molly,
while.
what's your answer?
I'm so glad you chose me.
You're welcome.
So, it's a really important story. And halfway through the film, he really got a knack for karaoke. Everybody would go out after the film and, throw some back, do some karaoke, get the day's work off ya. And so they decided, since he was so great at it, that they're going to incorporate it into the film. So the final scene is actually him singing to himself, "Glory, glory, hallelujah." And he really hits that high note and brings it all home. The only thing is that it was so good, they didn't want it to overshadow the whole meaning of the movie. So they kind of just, they dubbed it out. But he really learned the value of going out for a good night karaoke.
All right. So, Sylvester Soprano. Steve, what's your answer?
I hate it when you go out to karaoke and they don't have Battle Hymn of the Republic. I get so upset every time. Like, God damn it, it's my favorite song. I hit every note. It's tough. Anyway.
I just leave.
Anyway, so not everyone knows this, of course, as all my facts start. This film was originally going to be directed by Steven Spielberg, and he was involved in writing the script. And it was going to have kind of a more sci-fi edge. And the original ending of the film that eventually got edited out, everyone knows this iconic scene where Rocky is in a meat freezer, kind of punching some meat. The film was going to end with all of the meat from the meat freezer gets possessed by aliens and beats up Rocky in the streets. That was the original ending of Rocky. He's going to get slapped by sausages and hit by sides of beef.
And that's success.
Which is crazy, yeah. And being a Spielberg film, it had another hour and a half after when it should have ended.
Right.
So the correct answer is he actually loses the fight to Apollo Creed. He doesn't win the fight, but he still got to the fight, and that's the message.
Wow,
so,
spoiler.
Hal, okay, if I gotta say a spoiler to a 44-year-old film, right? Hal, we have Nate with the value of a good day's work. We have Marie with brushed his teeth. We have Molly with karaoke because he knows how to hit those high notes. And then we have Steve.
You're not going to give me a synopsis? Come on.
How would you like to score?
This was an impressive round. And everyone gets points, and this one's close. Molly, 651 points.
Woo!
Marie,
Thank you.
659 points.
Wow.
Woo!
Steve, 662 points.
That Steven Spielberg reference. Whew, glad I brought that up.
Nate, 4.
Thank you.
I guess I should watch Rocky, huh?
Well, you know how it ends,
Yeah, it's
so.
a pretty good movie.
you don't need
Yeah, you already know how it, you're not going to remember it, but you know how it ends. So, at the end of our first segment, here are the points. We have in last place Steve with 989 points.
Start.
Next, we have Marie with 1,082. We have Molly with 1,100. And in the lead, we have Nate Green with 1,232. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. You can find us on your favorite podcast service as Balderdash Academy.
They had to take that. They took that many times.
Leave it to physician Dr. Hal Cohen to tell you all about the fictional sex therapist that lives in his mind, wiffle ball with a son of a cousin, and the history of the very first Karen in the next episode of Balderdash Academy, coming tomorrow.
Go Dashers!